really enjoyed the new look, and I loved watching you play Coco Chanel, who's of course quite a controversial figure, and we do see her. We delve into her relationships with or interactions with Nazis in the story. But how do you kind of navigate the personal side of her too? Because everyone says like, "Oh, I like her as a person," but right now I'm like, "What's she doing?"
Well, in order to play her, I needed to have information, understand where she came from. So I did a lot of reading and bump into a lot of different kinds of views on her. And so it was, I was wondering who do I need to believe, and what are the. So it took me a while to feel her, to understand where she was coming from. And of course, the childhood is the key, to any person, because it informs you about behavior and big needs, and the fact she was lacking of family, and the need of family in her was big, 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 and the need of a father. And Boy Capel, her first lover, was like a father for her. Mm-hmm. And she said about him, like, he's my father, my brother, my whole family. And when he decided, even though they were living together, they were really loving each other, he decided, in order to have heir, to get married with a British aristocrat, and that killed her. And then 2 years after, he died in a car accident, and she was 36. So when you understand that, coming from the poorest place, and at the time, at the end of 19th century, being a woman and, being born in a very poor place, you had no future. You would die poor. And so the fact that this man, who was everything for her, betrayed her, and life betrayed her love, because she lost him forever. I think it made her a stronger but more vulnerable person. And then after that, her behavior in, a need of going into knowing the artist and having relationships with artists and having relationships with aristocrats. And when the war came, she closed her shop. Even though she was the star of fashion, she stopped everything. She had 4,000 seamstresses and didn't care about whether they needed to work or not. But for her, that was it. She didn't want to work for Germans. She had factories where they were making her cloth for her clothes. And so she stopped everything and went to the south of France. And when her nephew she was taking care of, because her sister had died, committed suicide early on when she was very young. And so she was taking care of her nephew. When he was a prisoner of the Germans, being a French soldier, she decided, because he had typhus and he was going to die because it was very fragile, she decided to go to the French, collaboration government, and who were in touch with the Gestapo. And that's how she got her nephew, and saved him. So when you understand where it comes from, it's suddenly the puzzle, which was scattered for me at the beginning, became like, that's, not that I want to resolve things, because it's always, you have to be in a question marks as well, always in making sure that you're not making assumptions that are not true. But, reading a lot about her and talking to different people, it was, and also having the scripts, because that was a base, and hoping that they have done their homework, the showrunner and everyone behind, writing. I just felt responsible that I needed to give her this human side for the audience to understand her and not judge her from outside and not understanding where it came from, because I don't think she was evil. It's just that she put herself in circumstances that was very, controversial.
Absolutely. I think you really nailed it. You brought her to life in a really wonderful and nuanced way. Thank you
Thank you
so
very
much
much.
for your work.
Thank
Have
you.
a great day.
Thank you.